of my all-time favorite shellfishes, and I love them wild and also farmed, like these right here. The process of growing or farming mussels is very interesting, and it takes a lot of hard work to get them from the sea to your table. We went to visit a mussel farmer, and we made this wonderful film. Take a look. Mussels are mollusks, invertebrate animals with soft bodies, usually enclosed in shells which contain calcium. These delicious shellfish are known to have been eaten at least as far back as Roman times. Mussels grow naturally, but they can also be cultivated. To find out how this is done, we traveled to Whidbey Island in Puget Sound, about 80 miles north of Seattle, Washington. Here in Penn Cove, the water has a high level of plankton, food that mussels thrive on. Since 1975, it's been the home of Penn Cove Shellfish. Tim Jones is the company's farm manager. He spends most of his time out on the water, as this farm is made up of rafts and boats.
We're heading down to the west end of Penn Cove, where we have 42 mussel rafts out on the water. Each raft has about 1,300 mussel lines on it. They're 20-foot-long lines. We'll harvest probably 80,000 pounds off of each raft, and we're always harvesting year-round, 5 days a week. And we always have different stages of growth on our mussels.
The rafts provide nice resting spots for harbor seals and great blue herons. It all starts with collecting seeds, in this case, of immature mussels.
This is one of our seed collection rafts. In the springtime, before the mussels spawn, we take our collection line. It's a polypropylene, and it's got a lot of surface area. It's a 20-foot line we coil up. It'll hang in that first meter of water. That's where the larvae is its highest density. And after we've hung it there, we just have to wait. About a month later, we'll have mussels show up. And here's what one looks like. So as you can see, we've collected our mussels just the way Mother Nature would intend it. All we have done here is give some substrate for these critters to attach to. We still have a lot of work to do because we'll need to be thinned out. These mussels here would never get up to size being at this type of density.
The process of thinning out the mussels starts when the seed boat docks next to the raft. Each seed collector line is stripped and the mussels fall into a huge container.
So after the immature mussel has been collected, we just reattach it to identical lines at the correct density. And the way we do that is by putting mussel and the line we want to attach it to through a tube, and they use a cotton socking material to go over the whole thing to make these very long mussel sausages.
The crew places plastic discs along the line every foot or so to provide more support for the growing mussels. These lines are then placed back in the water. Tim showed us what a line looks like after transplanting.
The cotton is dissolved away, and now we have our mussels at the right density, about 150 mussels per foot. They're about 6 months old now, and hopefully another 6 months we'll be ready to harvest.
The harvesting crew works tirelessly to harvest 1.5 million pounds of mussels every year. The first line is cut and fed onto a conveyor belt, which starts pulling it out of the water. The 20-foot lines are then tied end to end. From here, the mussels are stripped from the lines and fall off into a hopper. The mussels go up another conveyor belt into a machine that cleans them. A sorter lets small mussels and waste fall through and back into the cove. The mussels are inspected by hand and then bagged and weighed. They're shipped straight from here to restaurants, markets, and seafood distributors, clean enough to eat straight from the bag. But one of the best places to enjoy mussels is right on the beach. Steve Clark, a Penn Cove manager by day, used to be a chef. He was happy to show us his favorite way to prepare mussels.
I'm going to put a ½ pound of butter in. We're going to melt this down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add 4 tablespoons of fresh garlic.
Next, Steve adds a bottle of wine, a ½ cup of chopped basil, and brings it all to a simmer. And then he adds the mussels.
This is actually a 10-pound sack, and I'm going to use about half of it. And then we're going to go ahead and stir it up just a little bit. And then we're going to close the lid, and we should be able to eat in about 4 or 5 minutes. Looks like our mussels are just about ready. The shells are all open. The meat's looking great. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pour the broth in the bowl. And we're going to take these mussels, put them in the broth, and voila, a simple way to enjoy mussels on the beach.
When we come back, we're going to use these Penn Cove mussels to make one of the simplest and most delicious recipes you'll ever find. Stay tuned. Lots of good ideas.